Banded RX glute bridge. So in this drill, what we're going to be focusing on is a strength drill of the glute maximus and the glute medius. We need two things for it. So I have an RX and I also have a mini band. What the mini band is going to do is we're going to place that above our knees, around both of our legs, and that's going to help with our glute med activation. And the RX is just going to offer a little bit instability. If you don't have an RX, that's fine, but I really do like to add that variation. So before I get down into my glute bridge, what I want you to understand is that our legs are going to be separated when we're doing this. That's why the band is around our legs, to help focus and activate that glute med. And we want to work on that because that's the muscle that really helps keep our legs straight when we're in an athletic position, whether it's standing, running, or jumping. And so that glute med is really good to focus on. We focus on band walks and a lot of other things, but here in this glute bridge, we can offer that variation to help focus not only on the glute maximus, but the glute medius. So as I get down, I'm going to have my legs separated. One leg's going to be straight and the other leg's going to be bent. The bent leg is going to be pushing through the heel to activate that glute maximus, and the other leg I don't want going way up, so we're going to try and keep them even. So that's why I'm showing you right now. We want to keep them almost even, not one leg way up and they're separated like that. So as I get down into my glute bridge, I'm going to put one leg on the RX in the middle. I'm going to scoot a little bit closer to it. My hands are going to go to the side so I can kind of have a cheat to work on balance and stability. And then I'm going to separate my knees, and I'm going to put one leg in the air, and then I'm going to focus on pushing up through, so I'm pushing my heel through to squeeze my glute maximus. Now before we go any further, what you need to make sure is to understand that you're activating your glute maximus and it's not your hamstring. So if you light up on your hamstring and it cramps up, we need to go back and rework that neurological pathway to say, tell our brain and slow it down and say, activate here. You may activate your hamstring a little bit, but really it should be activate your butt, your glute maximus, to help push through the floor and lift you up. This is our powerhouse when we jump, when we sprint, so we want to work sure we're activating that and strengthening that. We also use our hamstrings, but in this drill, it's not the main focus. So understand that before you continue on. So as I go here, the other thing we also want to make sure is we're kind of shutting off our abs, so our abs aren't doing all the work. We're kind of shutting off our abs. We're still trying to be that rod from our ear through our hip, but we want it to come from our glute, right? That's the main focus. So as I get in that position again, I'm going to separate my legs, one leg straight, push through the floor with this heel, squeeze this butt. Now I feel it in my butt and in my glute med. And I'm going to push up. I'm going to hold 1, 2, separating the legs. Knees are about across, and then come back down. And then again, I would push up and hold 1, 2. So it's a fairly simple drill, but really make sure, if you can, getting that mini band around your knees. And also, if you can add the variation of the little instability, it's not a bad thing if you can't, but it's a great variation, and that helps just work, again, the strength of the glute med and the glute maximus, and understanding when you're building that neurological pathway, am I activating my glute maximus, or is it getting a little bit of my hamstring, or too much of my hamstring, and then you kind of get to work that. So keep it simple, and if you don't have the RX, not a big deal, but I really want you to have that mini band so we can focus on those two things, glute maximus activation and glute med.